And then the goal is Sunday to do this part, the cuff. Hello everyone and welcome back to the DoSo Knits YouTube channel. My name is Kristen and I'm a knitter and military spouse living in Germany with my family. If you're new here, DoSo Knits is my channel where I share with you how knitting has interwoven into my life. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I'm so happy you're here with me again. Seriously, it means so much. Today's video is episode 23 of the DoSo Knits podcast, where I share with you what I've finished, what I've been working on in my knitting, and maybe some other things as well. Today is an exciting video because it is my official 1-year anniversary of the podcast. Yay! So it's been crazy. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this time. I can't believe honestly that I made it to a year. I've really enjoyed it the whole way, so thank you guys so much. To celebrate, we are going to be doing a giveaway this episode, so make sure you stick around to the end and I'll tell you how to enter in for that. I'll give you a little sneak peek. So that is what we will be giving away this episode. Just a little thank you from me to all of you for spending a year with me and being a part of this journey, whether you just found me or if you've been with me for the whole past year. Thank you so much. I love that you guys watch. It means a lot. I'm surprised people do. I should probably stop saying that starting now because it's been a year. But thank you again. So we can go ahead and get into the podcast content. If you'd like to connect with me other places, I am DoSo Knits here on YouTube, Instagram, and Ravelry. And the show notes for the podcast episodes are always on my website, DoSoKnits.com, where you can find links to patterns, the yarns, everything. I link away from Ravelry, and then I link to my Ravelry project pages as well. If you would like to look at them on there, see some photos. I try to link to the same information in both places so that you can find it wherever is easiest for you. So today I have a couple of finished objects to share with you guys, and then a couple works in progress. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about what's happened in the last couple weeks. I'm going to try putting that at the end instead of the beginning to see if I like where that fits. So let's go ahead and talk about what I have finished in the last couple weeks. It's been a bit of a sock train, as seems per usual the last couple episodes. We did go on a trip this past week, so I had a good amount of car knitting to do. So simple vanilla projects definitely took priority and definitely were a thing that got done. So the first things that I actually finished were these vanilla socks for my husband Shane. So these I did the cuff and the heel before our first car ride, and then the entire foot I did on our car ride to Dresden. I did everything except for like the final stitches of the toe. I might have actually finished it in the car. I don't exactly remember, but I know I finished it as of the first night in that hotel because I had Shane try it on and he liked the fit. And then the second sock I did kind of throughout our trip, and I don't know why I switched them because they look the same. And yeah, I've basically finished these on our Dresden trip. So I knit him these. I did 60 stitches for him because I found that fits him a bit better. I did my 9-inch circulars on a US 0, so 2 millimeters. And this yarn is Knit Picks Felici in Vampire Vibes. So it's a self-striping color. It's this like light purples. There's a hot pink and then a dark blue and then this like light pink as well. I asked him to just pick some yarn out of my stash, and this is the one he picked, and it worked really, really nicely. I think overall for the pair of shorties, I used like 40 some grams, so not a whole lot. I had a good amount left over, and he really likes the height of this shorty. I did 2 color changes for the ribbing, so it was 2 colors and 2x2 rib, and then I did the German short row heel. which fits him really nicely. He seems to like it, and yeah, the sock overall fits really well. He has recently, every time I've been giving him a pair of socks, goes, "Honey, you've gotten a lot better at socks. These are the best fitting ones yet." The past like 3 socks, that's what the response has been. So glad he enjoys them. He wears them. They've already actually been worn, as you might be able to tell, just a smidgen. They're a little already starting to. So there you can see, this is kind of the wear after. He did wear them a couple days. This is just what it looks like after one washing. Fleecy is a merino, so it can get worn a bit easier, but it feels really nice. I think they might have stretched a bit after washing because they are super washed, but we'll see. We'll see if they still fit him nicely. I had to wash them before the podcast because I finished them on our trip, and he was like, "Well, I want to wear them because I need Shortie socks." So I let him wear them on the trip before the podcast premiere, which is fine. That you just guys get to see I worn a pair of socks. So I washed them over the weekend before the episode. The next pair of socks might look slightly familiar. I knit these out of Desert Vista Dye Works Pumpkin Spice Zombody color. These were leftover yarn from a pair of socks that I knit myself, and Aria really liked them, so she picked out this color for socks for herself. I did a slightly short leg, so I did 3 colors of 2x2 ribbing, and then I did 3 colors of the leg before I did a German short row heel. I did a mini heel flap adjustment on the heel before I did the German short row, so that's what these rows are before the German short row, and then just a standard foot and round toe. I really enjoyed knitting this color again, and I think Aria is very excited. I finished these socks for her actually, and then I got some new yarn in, which I showed on the June session. Now I showed her it was this color actually, this Mandy's Makings Busted Confetti, and she was like, "I want socks out of that." So then she actually went on Mandy's Makings Etsy shop on my phone and was like, "I want socks out of that one." So she actually ordered some more yarn for me to knit for her. So she's paying for the yarn, and I'm doing some DK socks for her out of that because seems very excited about them. So yeah, those are Aria socks. I did 56 stitches for her, again on the 2mm US 0 because her foot is close to my size, so the 56 stitches should work. I had her try on mine actually, and she said they fit perfectly, so I'm good with that there. Staying on the sock train, I finished my Scrappy socks for my stepdad Lee, and these socks are huge. So I did knit these on the past couple Scrappy Sundays, and Lee's foot I think was, I don't know, it's really long. The blocker ends, and then there's still some extra hanging off. So I cannot remember all the yarns that I used in this, but they'll all be linked on the Ravelry page. I know that the first 2 were Reggia's. This was a gray, and then this one was like a city streets. And then this blue was a blue that I hand dyed, and then the toe was some yarn from Lang Ya Wool. I don't remember the exact colorways, but like I said, those will all be linked. For these, I did a 2x2 ribbing again. I did, I think, 10 rounds? Yeah, 10 rounds of ribbing, and then I did 10 rounds of the leg before doing a German short row heel. And then I actually decreased a bit on the leg because my gauge was a bit off from what I needed to knit for him. And yeah, I like how they end up looking. I like how they look on the screen. I think what's really cool is this section, how the gray from this skein and like this skein look like they match, and that I like coordinated or like striped in that second color, but I actually didn't. This was a complete, I ran out of this color and then started this color completely. But I think it blends quite well. That's how this one looks. So this one has a little more gray in comparison to that, but they're just a bit color blocked. socks. I think for my next shorty socks, I want to do like 10 rounds for each color, 10 to 15 rounds, because I liked being able to like use up the entire scrap, because what I did is I split the scraps in half. I weighed them and then split in half and basically just knit the gray until I ran out, and then started this color, knit it till I ran out, and then for the blue I knit till I was ready to start the toe, and then I did the toe and the final color. But knitting this section has lasted a lot longer than I anticipated, and I was wanting a little more excitement with the scrappy socks, so I think for the next ones, that's sort of my plan, is switching every 10 to 15 rounds. And those are all of my finished objects for the past couple weeks, so just 3 pairs of socks, which isn't too bad, I don't think. Yeah, we can go on to works in progress now. You may be able to guess what I've been working on. It is summer sock camp, so I am really living up all the socks. I do have my Vertices Unite that I'm still working on, and I have plans to start a tested sweater once my yarn arrives, so that will be coming too. So I think just like until I can start that sweater, once all my stuff arrives, I just like am really enjoying the socks. So I have a couple pattern socks and a couple vanilla socks going, and yeah, we'll start with the patterned ones. My pattern ones have not gotten as much work as the vanilla. Like I said, when we were driving in the car and even just like out and about, I would grab the vanilla sock to have like in my backpack, or just while riding. It's a lot easier to focus on because I do get car sick. So the vanilla is fine, but like looking down too much makes me not feel great. But I have done a decent amount of progress. So the first socks I have are my Sprinkler Days socks by Hoga Canyon, and I'll show you where I am at. I love these so much. I'm gonna flip this. Okay, I love these so much. So I'm a good way through. I did a couple repeats since the last time. Like I said, the patterns just haven't gotten as much work. So the yarns I'm using on this one, the mini skein here in the 1x1 rib, I did Ice King by Stress Knits, and then the main color is a Homespun House on her Plump Merino in the colorway Half Blood Prints, so 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I love how these colors are playing together. I love the Plump Merino base, honestly. It is one of my absolute favorites. It has such a nice twist to it, which is what draws me to a Homespun House's yarn a lot of the times. It just shows the definition, like especially on that heel flap, so well. And I love the little, how they both have like the similar speckles, which is why I thought the yarns really went well together, and I felt like they were meant to be. I'm using my little summer sock camp progress keeper on these. These I'm actually knitting on 2.25 millimeters and 2 16-inch circulars. I really enjoyed it so far. This also might be why I haven't picked them up as much, is 1, just because I have to read the chart, and 2, it's not my 9-inch, which is my normal. So I feel like part of me might be kind of, I don't know, hesitant to pick them up. Not hesitant, it's just not what my body naturally like calls to, or what my brain automatically goes to. But the goal is to work on these a bit more. I want to do, I think a goal would be a repeat a day, because then these will get done pretty quickly. I've already passed the hard part, the heel flap. Normally that's what deters me or like slows me down, is getting to the heel flap, but I actually did that pretty quick on these. Yeah, I did modify the pattern a little bit, because you're supposed to do a main color and then a contrast color stripe. I'd already cast on in the contrast color for another sock, and then ended up switching, so I just did the whole cuff in this contrast color, which I think is going to be fine, and I love this contrast color, so I'm really enjoying these. I think the color is also just going to scream summer, and it's going to be perfect with my Birkenstocks. And isn't the patterning on the lace so beautiful? I love it. So yes, those are my Sprinkler Days socks by Hoga Canyon. Just going to move my little stitch marker up, so that way I can show you guys next time where I'm at and how much progress I made. And I think what's also really nice is these match my Mountain State Stitches bag like perfectly. So that's the first pattern sock that I'm working on. The next pattern sock that I have, I think I talked about casting on last time, but hadn't yet. These are my Dreaming of Paris socks by Joji Locatelli. I actually knit on these on the trip a little bit more. So I'll give you a preview. So this is where they are at. So this pattern calls for 2 colors and you kind of alternate. So I think I had done the cuff and I did the lace on the trip in like our hotel room the first night. And then this is my stitch marker that I've been using. This is a little cup of hot chocolate and a little chocolate with a book. This came in my Homespun House Hygge box. I'm not exactly sure which Hygge box, but it was one of her Hygge boxes. I did an unboxing for it. I'll try to link it up here if you're interested. So when you knit these socks, you do your first colors, the ribbing and the cuff, and then you do a couple rounds for the leg, and then you do your lace section in your other color, and then you start striping the 2 colors. These colors actually have, the variegated has some of the green in it, so it's kind of blendy throughout, but I think it looks really cool. And then I actually did the slip stitch heel flap with a garter edge on these. And I have finished the decreases now, and I am on to the foot. So like I said, I think in the hotel one morning I worked on the lace. I got up early and Shane was still sleeping. So basically did the lace, and then once that was done, I could helical knit the leg a bit. In the pattern, it does tell you to just alternate at like the beginning of the rounds, but I decided to helical knit so you don't have any seams going up or down, and I think it's really fun to see what happens. I also modified, because the pattern is written for 60 stitches, I believe, so it's to accommodate for the lace section. So what I did is I cast on my normal 56 and then increased right before the lace. Did the lace with the recommended stitch count, and then I decreased the round after the lace to go back to my normal 56 stitch count sock. So that's all about the pattern. The yarn I'm using is Mandy's Makings. It's one of her Share a Pair colors. So it is Color Smash and Riesling are the 2 colors, and this is what they look like in the skein. So as you see, there's some of the green in the speckled one, which is why it's kind of blendy, but I think I really like how they're working out. It's different than what I pictured because I didn't think it would blend that much, but I really like it. I think it looks really, really fun. So yeah, those are my Dreaming of Paris socks. And the goal is to finish those by the end of the month. So I have 2 more socks to show you, and both these socks that I have, I'm working on for Knitty Knatty's Sock Week this week. Today is Tuesday, and I'll be posting it a bit later in the week. So Sock Week might be close to finishing up, but I started these for Sock Week this week. So the next socks, I started the first pair and finished before summer sock camp. Oh, that's right. I did work on these on our trip as well. These were like my go-to vanilla socks for the trip. So these are my Desert Vista Dye Works July socks, and I'm using the Summer Sock Camp 2021 color for these. So these are my July Desert Vista Dye Works socks for her year-long knit-along, and I knit this out of the Summer Sock Camp 2021 color. So I put on my Instagram, because I could not decide if I wanted long socks or short socks out of this color. So I put on my Instagram, had you guys vote, and long socks won by a landslide. So I opted to do a long sock, cast these on in the hotel. I did a 1x1 rib. I did 15 rounds, 56 stitches. I knit these on my adding 9-inch circulars on a US 0. I did 2 repeats of the color series in the leg. So you can see here the pink to blue and then pink to blue. Then I started my mini heel flap adjustment, the German short row heel, and then almost 2 repeats for the toe, for the leg. So that's the first repeat down to the blue and then the blue here. I started on the yellow. So I started 1 color early for my toe. So I finished the first sock on our trip. I didn't finish it on the trip, but this was what I worked on, like mostly, like especially when we went out to eat and we were waiting for food, or like on public transit. Although when the public transit was really hot, I did not work on this. Mostly this was hotel knitting, riding knitting, that kind of stuff for the trip. And then I started the second pair for sock camp. So I cast these on Sunday night. And then the goal is Sunday to do the cuff. Monday was half the leg. Today is another half of the leg. So I just have to get through 1 more stripe. I'm on the yellow and I need to get through the blue. And then tomorrow we'll be finishing the heel, which is Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday is the foot. Saturday is the toe. And then a day of buffer. But I think I should be good. I worked on this today at lunch, so you can see where progress I made. I didn't make all that progress on my lunch. I also had to wait around this afternoon to meet with some people, so I got a couple minutes of knitting in there. Yeah, really enjoying those socks. I absolutely love this colorway. I kind of had already decided when you guys voted to do long socks that I'll do the long socks. And then I'm going to make shorties out of the leftover yarn because I will definitely have leftovers enough to make a pair of shorties for sure. Because that's how much I like that color. So that's the plan with that. And then the final vanilla sock that I'm working on, I also cast on for Sock Week. And these are a pair of shorties for Shane. And I have a little bit of work I got to do on these today to be able to catch up. So this is what they look like. So again, I'm just doing a vanilla sock. I did a 1x1 rib for this one. I think I did 10 rounds and then I did 10 rounds of leg before I started the heel turn. And I did a German short row heel. And I am now on to the foot. So the goal is to get through half of the foot today and half of the foot and toe tomorrow. And then I want to start and finish the next sock for Sock Week as well. That's the plan. So the color is Knit Picks Static in the colorway Peppercorn. And I'm really enjoying how this yarn feels and works up in my hands. I loved how it looked in a preview. So I'm very excited about these. I'll show you the skein. This is what it looks like. I think it looks like it's really those like multicolored peppercorn grinders is what it looks like. So yeah. Shorty socks for Shane because that is literally all he's asking for. He had picked out this yarn and I was like, okay, do you want these ones to be long or short? And he was like, short. So it's that time of year where he wants short socks because he likes wearing his knit socks, but he doesn't have very many, so he's running out. All right, so we will hop off the sock train for the last bit. I have one more work in progress to show you guys. This is my Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I'm working on this for the Hustlers Unite KAL for Fiber Hustle and the Needles at the Ready. Let's hear it for the boys, both knit-alongs, because knit-alongs give me deadlines and I knit a little bit better on a deadline. I can't self-impose deadlines, but other people's deadlines work really well. I don't know. I can self-impose a deadline, I think. So I've implemented a schedule to make sure that I finish this in time for the knit along to end. So I have the parts that I have to do every day. This is the back. So this is this is where I was at last time, as you can see by my stitch marker from Simply Serving. And I have done all the way through the increases, which is there, and have started the decreases. And have this many more decreases to go before I can finish. I'm really enjoying how these colors are striping because it's very blendy, which is what I kind of wanted from this section, because I really wanted the orange to show through, but it's not like super orange. So these two colors are, this one is from the Urban Pearl. It is linked to my project page what the color is because I cannot remember, and the tag is downstairs. It's something haze. I think it's not Celtic and not urban. Morning Glow maybe. And then this is Teton Yarn Company and the colorway Wapiti. So this one I can remember because it's named after a moose. So all these will be linked on my project page, because I'm sorry, I can't remember right now. My brain is fried. And then this little marker here, he's helping me progress every day because I need to know how much I get done daily, because, you know, when you're like working on these giant sections, it just feels like you go on and on. But my little guy can help me along the way to say, oh yeah, look at how much you've done. You haven't done nothing. Yeah, so I'm on section 1, and like I said, I have a bit of a schedule to try to adhere to finish this in time. I'm a little off from the schedule, but we shall see. I need to work on it a bit tonight, but sock week is calling, so if I don't finish by the end of the knit along, it's okay, but the goal is to really finish by the end of the knit along because I really want it. Plus, as we are moving closer to getting ready to move, I'm trying to like prepare my knitting and plan things ahead of time, which if you guys are interested, just I say I'm highly encouraging you to cast on as much as you want during July, because I think starting in August and September there will be some clearing of the needles incentives. I want to do a knit along starting in August of basically like finishing whips and getting your whip count down. So if you're interested in that and want to make sure you have some things to actually count, I would say cast on in July. Hint, hint. I winked at the camera. That's so weird. Anyway, yeah, I also have another really fun plan starting in August. If you're interested, I want to do a little Advent exchange, so that'll be coming in August to be posted. It'll be an October Halloween mini swap, and I will be helping you find a yarny pen pal to swap with. That is the goal. So that'll also be happening in August. So 2 very fun things coming. At least I think they're fun, and I hope you guys do too. But that's all the knitting I have to share. So if you guys are ready, we can talk about the giveaway for my 1-year anniversary. Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. So for watching this episode and being with me for this past year, I just want to do a little giveaway for you guys. So these are all things that I've kind of collected through the past year, and I've just built a little bundle. Most of the things I bought, or they came in like subscription boxes. There is one thing that came in a giveaway that I just think one of you guys would love a little bit more. And yeah, I'm excited to share with you guys what the giveaway is. So this is what I'm giving away. It's this little like yarn sock bundle. And if you don't knit socks, maybe I'll convince you to knit socks with this. So in here, in this little bag, it's so cute. This bag is something I won from a Grocery Girls knit along. It is by Miko Paradis. I tried finding her shop online, but I couldn't find anything. But it is this cute little otter bag. It has this cute pocket, and it holds at least 2 skeins. They're a little squished, but it can definitely hold 1 skein very comfortably. It's super cute, and the buttons snap closed to hold everything in there for you. So in this, I am giving 2 skeins of yarn. So this first one is from Chromatic Yarns, from one of her Knittical Roll Clubs. This is her Sparkle Sock Base. As you can see, it is so sparkly. It's beautiful. 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% lurex, which is the sparkle. This color is Potential Consume Reward. 100 grams, 400 meters, absolutely gorgeous. I want to see what you guys make with this. And then I'm also giving away a skein of Shannon Meyer Regia. I've actually knit a pair of socks for Shane out of this colorway. It's not showing up super well on camera, but it is a like blue and green and gray, and it does this patterning throughout. So this kind of pooling. They knit really nice socks, so if you like or have wanted to try Regia, I wanted to give you guys a pair of Regia to try out. So also in the box, I'm giving away a lot of little goodies. So I have this little darning mushroom. So this is great if you ever wear holes in your socks. You just put this in the sock. I'll show you on this one. So let's say you've worn a hole in the heel. You just put this in the sock, and then it gives you a surface to kind of stitch over to keep it tight. That way when it goes on a foot, it's nice and tight as well. So this came in one of my Knit Crate boxes. I just already have one that I really like, so I figured I could give this away to one of you guys. I also have a little Mend It, Fix It crochet hook. It's an emergency fix keychain. I got this from Knit Picks. I bought 2 and I really only need 1. So this one, it's really nice because it has a bigger and a smaller needle on each end, and then it can go on a keychain. I am giving away a little pair of scissors. They're very sharp and very nice. I'm giving away this little yarn notebook. The pen just slides right in there, and then this opens up, and then you have an entire pad of paper. It is a metal little pad. It's perfect to throw in your notions pouch or to take with you on the go. So this is perfect. Again, it's just one of those things. I have a notebook that I already really like, and I think this is super cute. So I hope one of you guys enjoys it. And then the final thing is I'm giving a little Euceline wool wash in there as well. And so this is the lavender flavor scent. And yeah, that is it. So if you're interested in participating or entering into the giveaway, all you have to do is just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below. Any comment, just tell me what you'd want to knit with these, what your favorite moment has been for the last year, anything. I just really love reading y'all's comments, and I can't wait to mail this out to someone. I think one of you guys is really gonna love it, and again, it's just my little way of saying thank you so much for tuning in. And I've just wanted to be able to share my knitting, share new patterns, like work on test knits, be able to share them with you guys, work on patterns, hopefully inspire people. I feel like we're starting to build connection and community together. The Discord has gotten some new people in it, and we've been chatting. It's been really fun, and I just can't thank you guys enough from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much. And yeah, I do a little bit of blathering to talk about what's happened the last couple weeks. So like I said, we did go to Dresden. We went on a little bit of a trip. We went a couple days early and did some hiking at one of the sites I really wanted to see. It was called the Bastei Bridge, which is like this natural rock formation. And then they built a bridge onto the formation, and it was built for like a really long time. They took a long time to build it. So we did that for a couple days. We went to this small town where they did not have a lot. Basically, they had restaurants and the hiking. So we got to the hotel, ate dinner the first night. Second day, we went out. We went to the bridge. We did the 10-kilometer hike. Hiked to another town, essentially, ate lunch, hiked back to our town, basically relaxed till dinner. And then the next day, we did another circle hike. I think that one was 8 kilometers or so. So that one was the Swedish Holes, which is like the rock, kind of like in the rock formations. It was really cool too. So we did a couple of days of hiking, which was really, really fun. And then we went to Dresden for the last couple of days, where basically whenever we go to big cities, we just kind of like loaf around. We went, got some food, went to the mall. They had a really nice mall. We got a puzzle because I really like puzzles. We went to the zoo, which was actually really nice. They had chimpanzees, and I love chimpanzees. I think they're so cute. So did that. They had this like other museum too. It was called the Green Vault, and it was basically this rich guy collected a bunch of like silver and antiques and bronze and like statues, and basically you can't take any pictures in there at all, but it had some really cool stuff that like you can't find anymore today. So that was really fun. And Dresden has like a really nice mix of like old buildings and new buildings, and the food was really nice. And yeah, it was a really nice trip, just relaxing. Glad to take a bit of a break because that's the first time we've been able to get away basically since the pandemic started. And it was still really nice to not be in like a super touristy town, to not have to worry about being around too many people. Even the zoo like wasn't super crowded. It was really nice. And yeah, I'm trying to think if anything else happened the last couple weeks. I think the only other thing of note was Shane's car died, which is why this podcast did not happen last weekend, because the battery was dead and we had to figure out a new one because this battery has died in this car so many times. We are both very ready to be rid of this car when we move and to get a new car. We're glad at least my car is more reliable since it is newer. Yeah, I've been listening to Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness for the second Discovery Witches book. I read about half of it after reading Discovery Witches last October, and then I still just haven't finished it. And now I started re-listening to it from the beginning, and I'm enjoying it so much more listening to it than I was actually physically reading it. Just the only time I really read is at night before bed, and even that, like, I basically like fall asleep instantly while reading. So I really like listening to audiobooks, especially when I'm driving or when I walk Sherlock, who's sleeping over there. So I think audiobooks are just like what's calling me right now. And yeah, I'm gonna need another book to listen to after that. So if you guys have any recommendations, you'll have to let me know. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you'd like to know when I post new videos. You can hit the notification bell to be told when I post them, as soon as I post them. Hope you guys are putting a little bit of love into every stitch you're knitting, and I will see you on the next one. Bye! They might look. Pause for dog. Alright, Sherlock is getting antsy. He's ready for dinner.